last 1 minute. Hey, Leanne. Hey, Shay. Hey, Allison. I'm gonna go ahead. It's been kind of a rough day today, so I'm definitely gonna be coming home and getting back in bed. But a friend of mine's done a lot of stuff for me, so I just kind of wanted to do this as a thank you. But this is that shrimp and quinoa bowl that I made, so I'm just gonna show you guys how to make it real quick. But first thing I do is typically I have a bowl about this size, and the stuff that I use is usually I always use organic, whatever I use, but this is spinach that I put in here. Have everything set up. But the next thing I do, number one, when you're trying to like eat super healthy, the best thing to do is to sprout your quinoa, which means soak it in spring water the night before. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to do that today, so I just cooked the quinoa. But the first step, shh, Jago, hush. The first step that I do is make, oops, let me put this here, is make the dressing. So the first thing you want to do with that is have 2 cups of cilantro, and just loosely, you don't want to use a lot, put it into your blender. And then I just loosely cut up a shallot and put that in your blender. And then you want to take some organic olive oil, and I put a ½ cup of the organic olive oil in there. Stick that in. And then you want to stick about 2 tablespoons of the red wine vinegar. You want to put that in there. And it's from a healthy, I got the recipe off of a healthy magazine, but they said to use salt and pepper. Salt is not good for you. I use pink Himalayan salt because it is a lot healthier, but you want to put that in there. It smells good. You want to put, I like my stuff spicy, but you want to put a little bit of red pepper flake in. Probably about a ½ teaspoon, and then probably about a tablespoon of garlic. And then you want to blend that up. Make sure you don't blend it too long, because I'm just real picky about stuff like that, but you'll end up losing your nutrients from it if you go too long. So probably about 60 to 90 seconds. My quinoa I've already got cooked. I'll pull this stuff over here. Tried to pretty much get everything ready so that way it was just quick. The next thing you want to do is make your, I always pronounce it wrong, but make your pico de gala. So what you want to do is, I got a bunch of organic tomatoes. Put those in. You want to cut them up I have a white onion. You want to take the cilantro and put that in there. Where is my, all right, where did my jalapeno? Oh. Okay, you're supposed to cut, oh, here it is. And then you want to take one jalapeno, take the seeds out, because you don't want it too spicy, and cut that up. And then you want to take a lime. It's about a tablespoon, or it says a teaspoon, but I use more of a tablespoon. And just take that and just kind of drizzle it in there. So that way you get some good flavor from that, and just stir that up. And the next thing you want to do, it's a pretty quick salad. It doesn't take long to make. The next thing that you want to do is, I do not, unfortunately this time around I had to. This is farm raised shrimp, but I usually only do the wild caught because when it is farm raised you end up with all that garbage in there. But you want to take some oil and put it in your pan. Turn it up far enough. And I use coconut oil in here. Let me turn it this way a little bit so you guys can kind of just use a couple tablespoons of coconut oil. And then you want to take a teaspoon. I'll get it. Usually I just throw it in there, but you want to take a teaspoon of garlic powder. You want to take a teaspoon of the cayenne pepper. I'm not going to use that much because it was pretty spicy the last time. I usually like my stuff really spicy, but probably about a half a teaspoon. You want to put your salt and pepper in there. And again, I just use the Himalayan salt. And then you want to take a half a teaspoon of the chipotle chili and put that in there. You don't want to use that much. And then just stir that up really good. Bit more of this in here. You don't want to use too much. Just put this in here. Just cook it for a couple minutes on each side. And while you're doing that, the cilantro dressing that you made, you want to take half of that and pour it into your quinoa. And just stir that around. And it smells amazing. These you want to make sure you just cook them for a couple minutes because they will get rubbery. Turn that off and let that cook with the heat a little bit. But what you can do is start building your salad. So what I do, like I said, I do have the spinach. Do not do this unless you have, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time. Move, Django. If you're trying to eat super healthy, canned, I don't care if it's organic or not. I did get organic black beans, but try to not use the can. But I build that up with, starting with that. Okay, so you want to put those in, then you want to put the pico mix that you just made in a little section. I'm gonna grab a. Oh, you know what? Let me. Hang on. And just make sure it's stirred up real good. And that kind of goes in another little section. And then I take the quinoa, and put a scoop of that. This stuff smells so good. And just put a section, I usually put a scoop probably about that big in there. Want to take, while I'm doing that, I went, and you don't have to use that, but they wanted feta cheese. Feta cheese really isn't, I'm trying to stay away from a lot of the cheese, but if that's what you guys want to use, that's fine. I actually chose to use a goat cheese. What I got was a little more pricier because it's got truffles in it to make it taste really good. And then I also chopped up some avocado. That looks perfect. And that's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see, but that's kind of what that should look like. They have a nice, pretty color to them. And then just put, oh shoot, put that in there. And then I take the avocado, which I put right here, and just kind of, I slice it like this, and just kind of take it and put it in the middle. And then I take some of the goat cheese that I showed you guys and kind of crumble that around. And what happened is when that mixed with the cilantro and the dressing that I made in the heat, it made a really nice creamy sauce, and it actually tastes really, really good. Yeah, Leanne, this salad is probably one of the best salads I've had. I mean, it is really good. I like the fact that it's spicy. Okay. And then once you're done crumbling a little bit of that cheese on there, I'm just going to kind of blend this a little bit more. It's breaking up from the oil. Okay. You just want to drizzle just a little bit of the cilantro dressing on there. And then you end up with a beautiful salad that tastes really good. Okay. And then I don't know if you could see it, but that's the salad. So, and it is, I mean, I make it huge because since I am eating all raw and organic, not, I shouldn't say all raw, but mostly raw, I have to eat a lot more. But that's what it looks like. And trust me, it smells amazing. So I'll put a picture of it. You guys have a great day, and I hope everybody has a pain-free day. Love you guys. Talk to you later.